哀愁の花馬海岸第32回。
では次のニュースです。明日から毎年恒例の宇宙市役所新人研修が始まります。研修用のシャトルに乗った新人公務員たちは花馬星に降り立ち、市民からの依頼に何でも答えて。
さて、悪の秘密結社イタチだが現在下水道に潜伏し、悪の計画を練っているようだ。
花馬星もようやく春を迎えましたが、どんな村では珍しい巨大カエルが現れ、村の話題をさらっています。大統領令嬢ドリルさんは現在大陸南部を移動中と思われ、花馬政府は近辺住民に十分注意するよう呼びかけています。
研修を行う新人公務員たちに各方面から同情の声が上っていますが、ぜひ頑張ってほしいものですね。
What in the world is this? Welcome to Robbit Mandu. That's like French or something. I will pronounce it wrong every time. Please don't correct me on it. So what is this? One of the first Let's Plays that I made on this channel many years ago was Jumping Flash, a first-person shooter with an emphasis on platforming, exploration, and generally kind of cute visuals. In fact, it's probably more accurate to call it a first-person platformer with shooting. Exploration platform, you know. So, they made a sequel to Jumping Flash, Jumping Flash 2. Both of these games were phenomenal. Jumping Flash 2 is probably one of my favorite games. They, in fact, made a third Jumping Flash game. That is Robbit Mandu. They changed a lot. It's even made by a different company. They changed a lot, though. The core gameplay is the same. But the container, I guess you could say, for that gameplay is drastically different. And having said that, the game is also very Japanese. If you don't know Japanese, it becomes virtually impossible to play this game. And that's one of the largest factors preventing me from playing the game up until now. When I was playing through 1 and 2, translation wasn't easily accessible. There's still no translation patch for this game. Guides, playthroughs of the game, any source of information on it was virtually non-existent. So I didn't play the game because it would have been effectively impossible for me to do so. And that brings us to today. Not only is much of that information much more readily available in this day and age, but also, as those of you who show up to my streams may recall, I've written a program called Vivian.exe. This program is effectively me connecting and attaching various APIs. The program allows voice recognition, translation, and voice emulation. This was not my initial intention for making this program, but it's using a voice recognition API as well as a translation API to let us understand this game. There may be some experiments to see how things go as this game goes on. but the game is almost entirely voice acted,
各方面から
and so I am going to have
ぜひ
Vivian
頑張ってほしいですね
reading out the dialogue. So, with the power of Microsoft Azure Speech Recognition API and the DeepL Translation API, let's play Robbit Mondu. That was neat because this is it's like a pixel font, but when the book was opening, you saw the font on the page and it looked nice. Oh, that was good stuff. So this is an interesting adventure that maybe I'll speak of later on in the series on how exactly I'm recording this. But this is an actual nightmare demon made of virtual audio cables and audio repeaters and capturing things at a 90-degree angle, and boy did I have to learn a lot about emulation too. So yeah, we've got. Anyway, right here, this is our title screen menu. The first option is start a new game. The third option is load. We cannot select the second option, which is continue. Presumably, this is for if you exited to the title screen, you could continue back where you left off. I don't know what the final option is, and the fourth option here is options. So the bottom option here is just back. The top one is sound settings. This is volume, this is stereo or mono, and this is gameplay settings with completely remappable controls. And I don't know what this is. Rumble? So for the most part, most of the text in this game is vocalized, and in turn Vivian will be translating that for us. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with her vocalization of them, and I welcome opinions. Sometimes it's easy enough for me to pause the game and let her speak, but I imagine there are times when I won't be able to do that, and I could pause the recording and slip it in, or I could have her speak over the Japanese, but the Japanese in this game is good. But for other text, I am going to be doing what I've done in Big Waterfall, which is I have Google Translate on my phone that will let me scan the text and give me a translation. Let's start a new game.
採用試験合格をおめでとう。君は晴れて宇宙市役所職員となった。宇宙の人々の生活を守る素晴らしい仕事だ。早速実地研修に入ってもらう。研修地は花馬星。君は万能ロボットロビットに乗り込み、その星の住民たちからの頼み事を一つ一つ解決していくのだ。では健闘を祈る。
Congratulations on passing the employment exam. You are now an employee of the Space City Hall, a wonderful job to protect the lives of people in space. You will immediately begin on the job training, and you will pay the closing price. You will board the all-powerful robot Robbit and solve the requests from the inhabitants of that planet one by one. Well then, I pray for your consideration.
俺がお前さんたちの監督役だ。主任と呼んで慕ってくれ。しばらくの間よろしくな。
I'm your supervisor. They call me Chief and adore me. Best regards for a while.
So we've already got a lively cast. So this is effectively your world map. This is where you'll look around for people that are in need. Universal City Hall has hired in a bunch of new recruits, of which you are one. And we are now, because between the first two Jumping Flash games, Baron Aloha isn't around anymore. He's no longer causing trouble, and the universe has entered an era of peace. So Universal City Hall can now focus on the problems of the little people. And that's what you're doing as a new recruit, just learning how to pilot your Robotic Battle Bunny. So your world map indicates where people are that need help, so you can go there and see what you can do to help them out. So your options here, the top option is to actually begin. The second option is, this is how you've done on previous missions, more on that later. This is your current loadout, which mostly includes an AI. You can choose other AIs, I don't know how to get them. And you have other special weapons you can do. This is auto or manual. It's currently set on manual. I'm not sure. I forget what it is. I think it's auto jump or something. So it's maybe like when you hit the peak of your jump, you just auto jump again if you're holding down the jump button. I don't know. I haven't messed with it. I prefer manual. Anything related to my jumping, I want to be manual. And I think this down here is just reset. Or back, or whatever. This is also back. Just return to the world map. Let's go ahead and begin.
I went to play outside my house and didn't know where my house was, so a lady I didn't know told me to ask Space City Hall if I needed help, so I did. Please do.
And we're starting out by helping a youngster. If you're wondering why I did not translate the title screen, the intro cinematic that played on the title screen, there's too much background noise in that, so it's hard to get a clean translation of it, but don't worry about it, nothing important is said on it. It's mostly just like, yep, Universal City Hall sure is here, with new trainees.
This is a big deal. Please take immediate action.
It's a lost kid, that's very important. So a lot of the time there is text, but not always, which is also where Vivian really comes in handy. This is your mission briefing in text, giving you exact details on what it is that you need to do. You're just taking the child, Akihiko, to the house with the red roof. You know, that one right there. So compared to the original Jumping Flash, the missions in this game are much, much shorter. You can run, you can jump, you can shoot, you can kill Kiwis. Kiwis also the currency. I'm not entirely sure I understand. The missions are much shorter, usually over in just a couple minutes, and they're also much smaller. This is the whole world. Like this one little island here and the couple up top. But that's fine, it doesn't need to be longer. Because everything you need to complete your mission is right here. There's collectibles strewn about. I have no idea how many collectibles there are. No, actually I do know how many there are. It's like, what is it, like 8 times 10 or something? There's a lot of them. I don't know if there's one per mission or what. Boop. Depending on how quickly you finish, you are graded. I don't know if you're graded on anything else.
飛び去るロビットにいつまでも手を振る秋彦君であった。
お兄ちゃん、ありがとう。ママにお尻をぶたれたけど泣かなかったよ。またウサギさんに乗っけてね。さようなら。
Thank you, big brother. I'm setting my butt on the stage for mommy, but it's not so bad. Please put me on the bunny again. Bye bye.
お仕事ご苦労だったな。でもな、子供を乗せてるんだから頭ぶつけたり池に飛び込んだりしちゃまずいぜ。
Good job. But you know, I'm carrying a child. But, you know, I'm carrying a kid on board, so I don't want him to hit his head or jump into the 5.
So you're graded on these. I think time to completion is one thing you're graded on. I don't know if like damage you take or other things are another thing you're graded on. The highest rank you can get is actually a circle within another circle, so we got like not an S rank, but maybe an A rank for completion. Newspaper. Newspaper does not show up after every level, but I don't know when it shows up, but it's not after every level. Well, let's take a read. Universal City Hall is here! This year, too, the training shuttle for Universal City Hall has arrived in Hanauma, which is the area that we're in. The new employees who have just been hired this spring are on board. They will be in Hanauma for a while and working for the citizens. It's already been 5 years since Hanauma was selected as a training site, and even among the citizens, the handyman of City Hall has become a very familiar experience. This year, too, I'm really looking forward to getting my hips squeezed. Look, it's Ume Yoshino from Dorai Village, looking forward to the young people who are flirting. Okay. We can read down here, too. What? It's a counseling room, but I don't know how accurate that is. Today's question! I have a question about Universal City Hall. In the first place, the name of the office... Okay, Peter, one of the villagers, asks... It's called Universal City Hall, but is the universe a city? The answer? Universal City Hall is a comprehensive office that supports the autonomy of cities, towns, and villages that exist in space. If you use this name as the name of the government office, it will be very long and difficult, so we call it Universal City Hall. I hope... Yeah, did you understand? That's Kotoeri of the Universal City Hall Public Relations. And that's our newspaper for the day. Back on the main menu, or back on the overworld, once you complete an area, it opens up 2 new areas. Your previous location you cannot revisit, which upsets me. Let's see here, what are the other options? Oh, we have, this new option down here at the bottom. Oh, no, actually, that's, save, do you want to save and quit? This option down here at the bottom, which lets you flip through all of the collectible cards that you've gathered. What is this? 10 times 10? So there's 100 cards. And we collected this one. I don't really understand. And then you can also look here, and you can see, so on day 1 of our activities, we got the single circle. Oh, a single thumbs up. And we have 2 more to go to. Let's go to this one. This is relatively quick and easy.
いやー、君かい。採用試験にギリギリで合格したっていうダメ新人は。僕は花田。トップ採用で将来は幹部昇格間違いないっていうエリートさ。優秀な僕が君を鍛えてあげよう。ロビット教習所 B に来てくれたまえ。軽く勝負して君との実力の違いを見せつけてあげるよ。
Well, what about the no-good rookie who just barely passed the rigorous recruitment exam? I'm a haha. I'm a top hire, an elite who is sure to be promoted to a senior position in the future, and I'm an excellent person.
I feel like anybody who says that really isn't.
職場内のトラブルは自分たちで解決するんだな。
You solve your own problems in the workplace.
Thanks, boss.
Ageo. ダメ新人の君にこのエリートハンナーダの素晴らしい記録が破れるかなまあ無理だろうがね。まあせいぜい頑張ってみることだな。
Go through 7 or more rings to reach the goal. I guess that's all the better he could ever do. This is not a difficult challenge, though, especially if you hold the jump button, which lets you strafe in the air. Admittedly, if you had to turn in order to go through each one of these hoops, this may be notably harder. Oh, so you can, so buttons, you can run, or there's a jump button and a shoot button. You also have your special weapon, and a ground pound. After you ground pound, you cannot jump again, and it depletes the battery that you saw in the on the right-hand side. The battery recharges very quickly. It's just there so you can't spam it.
少しはやるようじゃないか。ま、ダメ新人に自信を持たせてあげるのもエリートの務め、感謝することだね。だが鈍そうな君にこれだけははっきり言っておく。僕はわざと負けたのであって。
とりあえず聞こえないふりをするロビットであった。
驚いたね。まぐれというのは恐ろしいものだね。ま、このハンナーダにたまたま勝てたことを一生の記念にしたまえ。
I am afraid that luck is a terrible thing, isn't it? Well, let's just keep it as a souvenir that we happened to win.
やるね。余裕さえ見せた完全勝利だったな。お前さんがこれほどできるとはな。
You did a great job, even showing some leeway in your victory. I didn't know you could do such a good job.
And victory is ours. And then once again, after you complete an area, it will oftentimes open up a new area. Sometimes it'll even make a help appear on an area we've already been to, which is probably why they don't let you replay missions. But anyway, thus begins our adventures as Robbit, the robotic battle bunny. Until next time, everyone, we got more people to help.